All right. Let's get to some good stuff.
Okay, what do you got?
Some more NFL stuff. Have you ever heard of a trust tree? Do you know what a trust tree is? If Malik Googles a trust tree, there's pictures of it. I really wanted to do this and like hang these teams from the trust tree.
I'm thinking about Meet the Parents right now. Like if you're in my circle of trust.
Yeah, circle of trust. Very similar. See that green one right there, the trust tree? Like I was thinking if you had NFL teams, like who would you pick
who
from the trust
falls under my trust tree?
Yes. Who would fall in there?
Falls
I'm just picturing these franchises. So I am very curious to know, who do you trust in the NFL? Because I think there are very few teams that are trustworthy, which is kind of wild. I've heard some people say this season is garbage. There's no good football teams, and it's been an awful season. Or I think you could look at it the other way. Yeah. This thing feels wide open.
Yeah, of course.
Of who could actually win the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I'll start off through the standings, and I'll give you teams, and you tell me whether you trust them or not. Okay. Or do you want to say who you trust? I think it's a very small list.
No, let's do it your way.
New England Patriots atop the AFC East. Do you trust them?
I trust Mike Vrabel very much, and yes, I very much trust the Patriots, yeah.
I am 100% on board with you. I think they might be one of the most trustworthy franchises in the entire league right now. Yeah. And I trust Drake May, even though he is still young, and it's his second year, and he's just young. He has a presence about him, confidence, a coolness, where I think Drake May could be that type of player that actually breaks out and gets a Super Bowl before Josh Allen.
And I know it's gotten a lot of press lately, but I think for the last year or so, I know I knew it coming into the draft, but then I kind of forgot about it a while. I think a big part of Drake May is his family. I love the way Drake May came up with his brothers. They're all big-time athletes. Pop's a big-time athlete. That kid is not rattled, man. No. He is ready for this. He's built for this, and I think this is huge. I trust him, too.
I've interviewed him before, and he was telling me his dad played quarterback at North Carolina. Yeah. His brothers, one of them won a national championship at UNC in basketball. The other one won a national championship in baseball at the University of Florida, and he said they would compete all the time. Yeah. I think that competitive nature, him getting picked on, it's kept him humble. Yeah. They still give him a hard time. They don't treat him like Drake May, the franchise quarterback. He's like little brother. Yeah. He's going to get his butt kicked by him.
There's a real cool clip that came out of Vrabel talking about going to see him hoop. Or was it Vrabel?
Saban.
It was Saban talking about going to see him hoop, and that was a really cool one too. Yeah,
he's dunking in traffic. There's some of him shooting threes, but there's some of him dunking in traffic.
Great athlete.
Yeah, he's a baller.
All right,
absolutely baller. All right, Buffalo Bills.
I've seen the Buffalo Bills do some serious damage in the. I guess what do we determine trust? I trust that the Bills will make the playoffs. Do I trust that the Bills will take the next step? Sorry, Josh Allen, I don't. I think Josh Allen's going to resort back to the mean. This is what Josh Allen does. He's going to make a lot of great plays, but he's always susceptible to that one mistake. And I'd say I don't trust the Buffalo Bills.
I don't either. Okay, I don't trust them either. How can you trust a team that lost to the Falcons, that lost to the Dolphins, and lost to the Houston Texans, where Josh Allen's running for his life all night? Now, that Texans defense is pretty filthy.
Yes, they are.
But he also had 2 picks. The picks, the interception, his bad habits have come to the forefront again as he's getting more pressure. So I do not trust the Bills. All right, I'm assuming you don't trust any other team in the AFC East. Is that correct?
In the AFC East?
Yes.
Oh, no, God, get out of there.
All right, you're right. You don't trust any of them. So we have one team that we trust. How about the AFC North? I don't trust any team in the AFC North. Do you trust the Ravens?
I think we have to constitute trust. I think any team with Lamar Jackson could win any week. Do I trust? I think the Ravens, brother, you are mystical with your predictions, because there's no looking back for these guys. How many games did Lamar Jackson miss?
4, 5?
Can Lamar Jackson win the MVP missing 5 games?
I don't think so.
Dude,
I think it's too much.
He just ripped off 5 in a row.
Yeah.
And they are a completely different team with him back there.
I'll say I kind of trust. So I would say trust would be who's going to maintain, and if they're at the top, they're gonna finish out.
I trust the Ravens. I trust if Lamar Jackson stays on the field.
I trust the dysfunction of the AFC North that the Ravens will be the last man standing.
That's fair.
Because the Steelers dealing with Aaron Rodgers. I know Burrow's back, but that ain't happening. And as good as Shador might be, they're not going to get in there.
Yeah.
All right, here's one that's fun in the AFC South.
Okay.
The Indianapolis Colts. Do you trust them to stay atop the division?
To stay atop the division,
I'll
yes,
just go with that
I do.
one.
I do. I think they win the division. Do I trust that they're going to make any noise after? I think they could finish 12-7, a really good year. But I would really warn Coach Steichen. Look, for us to trust you for the long haul, just hand the ball off. Hand the ball off more than anything else you do. Hand the ball off, hand the ball off. But yeah, do I trust that they win the South? I do. Do I trust that they make noise after the South? I don't trust that.
I trust them like that girl that might be really good looking, but she's got a shady past, and you don't know if she's going to crop up and get crazy on you. Like I trust them a little bit, but I'm a little bit worried about the Daniel Jones honeymoon period. I think there's defenses are starting to get a bead on, hey, if I shut down Jonathan Taylor, my chances of beating the Colts go up exponentially. Where there are certain teams where you like the quarterback, all right, you're going to take away the run game. It's going to open things up for me. I do not feel that way about the Colts.
And even if you don't, though, look at the quarterback situation in the rest of those teams.
Right.
There's nobody there that's going to overtake
So you do not trust Jacksonville?
No, I don't
Trevor Lawrence?
No,
I don't either.
I've seen Trevor Lawrence make too many mistakes.
I do not either.
I do want to acknowledge before we move to the next division, you are all world. You know that? Because you just took Daniel Jones, apple pie eating, All-American Duke quarterback, and compared him to like a shady chick from high school, that's pretty incredible. I don't know how many plays.
Because he is a nice, wholesome guy. Yeah, I'm just trying to
Daniel
think of
Jones,
relationships like that you trust, but you're like, I hope she doesn't cheat on me.
Yeah.
One of those. Better not leave her alone.
I can save her.
Yes. All right, AFC West. Denver Broncos. All those fourth quarter comebacks. Bo Nix has been nails in the fourth quarter, but they've had to win a lot of those games coming from behind.
Okay.
Do you trust them?
We're doing a whole division at once.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't have to go over every team.
So I trust Bo Nix more than I trust Justin Herbert right now when I'm talking about deep runs.
And the Chargers' offensive line issues.
But you know what, man? 15. If Pat is back there, like I see no reason to believe that if the offensive line holds up, Pat can't go win 5 in a row right now. I don't see.
I don't trust it.
It's the most. I'm telling you, it's the only time in my life I've ever supported a team where I never feel like it's over until they're dead. I'm usually pretty pessimistic with my teams.
Yeah.
And with this team, I feel like it's 6-5. If they get everything together, Rashee Rice is back. He looked like a man last week. 141 yards. Kareem Hunt looked like Kareem Hunt the first go around. 130 yards for him too. And Mahomes threw for 352. So I feel like they get it back together. And I think the Chiefs somehow, some way, I think they figure it out. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know how you can't trust them. I mean, even the game against the Colts last weekend, I never felt like it was over.
No
matter what the score was, I'm like, just give them a chance. As long as they have the ball last, they're going to win. And sure enough, they did.
The only time in Pat Mahomes, I think this is his 9th year starting, that I've ever felt like that is when the Eagles just put that beat down on him in the Super Bowl.
Right.
It's the only time, because I'm telling you, man, even down 21, I was like, I don't know why. I think he finds a way. And then they went up like 33, and I was like, I think it's a wrap. But it's the only time I've ever felt like that. And yeah, I don't know. He's still reasonably healthy right now. He's feeling good. He's not running around with a busted ankle like he does most years. I think they tighten up that line, and I think things are starting to flow in the offense a little bit. I still trust the Chiefs the most. I do trust the Broncos. I don't trust the Chargers and Raiders. Sorry, guys.
All right, so we got a few there. How about the NFC? The Eagles, trust them? I think yes. I think you have to.
Yeah,
it might not be pretty, but they've got the pedigree. Mm-hmm. I don't trust any other team, and I don't know who you could.
Do you? Yeah, I know.
Dallas's offense has been great, but I don't trust their defense.
Okay.
And if Jaden Daniels gets healthy.
Question. Do you trust Dak Prescott yet?
I do.
Has he done it to you? He's done it for you?
I think he is a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl if he gets the right supporting cast, which would include a defense that's worthy.
Let's say hypothetically, Dak Prescott, you pick up Dak Prescott and you just drop him in Jalen Hurts' spot and you flip him. Do you think he can win with the Eagles? I think Dak Prescott is so good. I really do. I think he's really, really good. And I just don't know what it is. He's not a guy. Does he make the big mistake? Like, remember Tony Romo? He used to be good.
Yep.
But Tony Romo, every time you needed him to make a play, he'd throw a pick.
Yep.
And the same thing happened this week with who's the guy I was thinking of? It happened this weekend. The guy we're going to talk about next. It was Jameis.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Jameis will make a million plays, but when you need him to make a play, he throws a pick.
Yeah.
So you do trust Dak, but do you trust Dak on a playoff level yet?
I don't know how you can because he hasn't done it.
Okay.
And every playoff performance has pretty much been a flop, but a lot of it's gotten so ugly that he just doesn't have a chance. I think he'll prove the critics wrong. I think he'll get it done, But man, he's getting up there in age. There ain't that many more tries.
Yeah.
But I've always been a Dak believer that he can do it.
I think so too.
I trust that the New York Giants are going to suck.
That's fair.
That's what I trust there with the G-men.
I'm telling you.
They've been way more competitive with Jameis. I think Jameis is great for a locker room.
Yeah.
In a season that's gone off the rails, that's exactly what they needed. Was a guy like Jameis.
Yeah, it was perfect.
We talked about, is that what you want your franchise quarterback to be?
Yeah.
Maybe not. But I think it's perfect for this type of season.
Oh, yeah.
Showing up in his trench coat.
Bro, and that
Louis bag.
And that game was as Jameis as it gets.
Yes.
Right? He threw for a ton.
Both of them.
Offense went over 500, and he caught a touchdown.
Yeah.
He's shaking dudes. He's breaking tackles, and there you go. Oh, 412. There it is. Oh, my gosh. What a game.
Yep.
You think
phenomenal.
You think we talked about this last week. Do you think Jameis Winston, was he 32, 33, 31?
Yeah, he's getting up there sneakily. But does he ever a franchise quarterback again?
I don't know if I'd say franchise, because I don't know.
31. He's only 31.
So here's the deal. We use the term a lot. I don't think most teams have a franchise quarterback. I think 20 of the 32 teams would probably would probably look to upgrade at quarterback every year. So I don't think just because a guy starts, he's a franchise quarterback. Do you think he can fall into? You think he could do what Geno's doing right now? Gets himself another contract, starts on a franchise.
He might, but I almost feel like Jameis is kind of content where he is.
Oh yeah, totally.
Being the backup. So I actually think if he stays in New York loves him.
Yeah.
Right? He's a good mentor for Jackson Dart. He's a good option if Dart gets hurt. We've already seen him, susceptible to these injuries.
Yeah.
He can be a spot starter.
That's a great throw, by the way.
That's a phenomenal throw. I mean, the guy was a number one overall pick for a reason.
Yeah.
And then he also was one of the quarterbacks that had a 30 for 30 season, where that's what's going to see crop up is he just can't get rid of those mistakes when he tries to do too much.
Yeah,
and he is a good athlete. I mean, he did play 2 sports at Florida State. He was a great closer.
Look at this. Comes back to the ball, make a guy miss, break a tackle.
I mean,
where's the rest of the team, though? There's not another guy in that whole frame.
Yeah. He is a bigger dude. I mean, he's not that fun. He's not that many Thanksgiving dinners away from being a tight end. He kind of joked about that. He's got the propensity. He can put on a few LBs.
I believe it.
If he has to. All right, so from the NFC.
All right, so I trust
the Eagles, and that's it from the NFC East.
I think so, yeah.
Do you trust the Bears?
I think at this point, I trust the Bears, and I trust the Bears system. I think Ben Johnson's done an awesome job. I think I trust the Bears receivers, DJ Moore and now Roma Dunze's coming along. And I think Caleb Williams is playing like Caleb Williams. Like, this is what I expected from Caleb Williams.
All right, so I'll make this one even bigger. Do you trust every team in the NFC North except for the Vikings?
Yes.
I think so too. The Packers have had their moments this season.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, I think, does have to take a step up. But I think they've got kind of things back on track. They had those 2 games in a row. They lost to the Panthers and Eagles, but lately they've been better. They got a huge game this weekend.
Can 3 of them mathematically get out into the playoffs?
They could. We've seen 3 from one division get in, especially with the parity we're seeing this NFL season.
Yeah.
So I would trust. I still think I trust the Lions the most.
Yeah, that's
from
fair.
the division.
Well, I love Dan Campbell, and I think Jared Goff is good. I probably think Jared Goff is better than a lot of people think Jared Goff is, and I love their 2-headed running game. I think Amon-Ra's nasty. Yeah, I think I definitely trust Detroit, and I trust everybody in the North for sure, except Minnesota.
All right, my question for the South: do you trust any team from the NFC South to win a playoff game?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Yeah, it's really come off the rails for all of these teams. Yeah. Probably most disappointingly is Tampa.
I wouldn't say all. I think Carolina. If you'd have told me Carolina was 6-6 through 12, would you believe that?
No. Yeah. It's been a good year by their standard.
Yeah,
which is not great, but I think it's been better for Carolina. And Bryce Young's starting to show a little bit of life.
Yeah,
he's starting to get some help. All right, I have a statement for you.
Oh boy. Okay.
I think I trust the Los Angeles Rams more than any team in the NFL.
I'm not mad at that, man.
I mean, Matthew Stafford is playing as good as any point as he has in his entire career.
He is.
He's got a Super Bowl. Yeah. Sean McVay has a Super Bowl.
I know.
The defense is starting to play better. I think the Rams might be the most dangerous team in the NFL.
I agree with it. I agree. After watching them this week, I'm convinced they have everything that I think you need to have to make a run in the playoffs. We talk about it a lot, man. You need the quarterback, you need the coach, and then just star players. I mean, we've seen Puka do it before. You said it yourself. The defense is coming along. Their run game is good, and Sean McVay is as good as it gets back there. So, yeah, man, I definitely trust the Rams. Again, Rams, Eagles, Chiefs. These guys are in a different level for me. I trust any one of those, but
we have a problem with our math because I asked you about the NFC North, and you were saying, can 3 teams make it?
Yeah.
what do you do with the NFC West? Because they have 3 teams that could very much be in this mix as well. And that math isn't going to math.
Well,
that will not work.
That's what we were talking about before. Like, do you deem that a great year? I think it's sick that like no team right now is like 10 and is any team 10-1 or what are we in week 12 with a bye?
Yeah.
So is any team 10-1 or is 9-2 the best we got?
I believe 9-2
I think that's
is
cool.
the best we have.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I guess maybe we should clarify and say the AFC is garbage.
Yeah, the AFC is pretty bad.
The AFC, and then like the teams we were talking about trusting, like I don't know, but the Broncos I kind of do, but not really. The Colts, I'm there with the girlfriend. Well, like, I don't know. Like I don't know.
I trust them within the AFC. That's it, I guess. So that's like being. I don't know. I don't want to say anything foul, but yeah. Yeah, I think I trust maybe 3 teams in the AFC, and I trust far more teams in the NFC. With I'm comfortable with you saying the Rams. The Rams are
Matthew Stafford.
He's playing amazing.
30 touchdown passes,
2 picks, right?
And just two picks. That is 7 more touchdown passes than the next closest quarterback, who is Dak Prescott, who has 23.
And Matthew Stafford used to be viewed like one of those gunslingers, right? Yep. Like he would make the dangerous
Even the year
throw.
they won the Super Bowl, that was a big knock. I think he led the NFL in interceptions, but it was like 13 or 14, and everybody's worried about him.
Yeah.
Now he's cleaned that up, and he's playing as good as he's ever played.
That's always been the one thing, because Stafford's had the arm and the talent since he's been in high school, man. I heard about Stafford when he was probably like a junior, right?
Yeah.
And he's through Georgia. He's been insane. First overall pick, and he's kind of really, really put it together. I think it's cool. That goes back to what you were saying before, too. Do I ever think a guy will be a franchise quarterback again? No, I think he's getting a little old at like 31, 32. I think a lot of these guys are being your typical franchise quarterback even later.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these guys are coming into their own a little later and prolonging their prime a lot more. Matthew Stafford's what, 38, 39?
37.
He's 37.
Do you remember
right?
in training camp, though, he had the back issue and everybody's
He didn't
like,
even have a training camp.
Right, because I had a hunch that might have been that veteran back issue.
Yeah, it could have been.
You know, you don't really need training camp, and let's just come up with an injury so that you don't look like you're getting special treatment. Yeah. So you're like, hey, Matthew, just go over there and rehab your back and take care of it, and we'll be fine.
Do you know what I think made me feel like Matthew Stafford was a grandpa even more, though? He was high school teammates with Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
And Clayton Kershaw, in his sport, I feel like he's an antique, right? He just retired. I'm like,
and he looks older.
This guy's been the best player in the league for 20 years now, blah, blah. And I heard they were like high school teammates and classmates.
They go way back.
And I'm like, damn, is Stafford that old? And now I'm like, 38's really not that bad. 37's not that terrible. I guess I thought Kershaw was way older than he was, you know?
Yeah, and his injuries have really kind of derailed the last end of his career. And
definitely.
In a less physical sport, Matthew Stafford's still thriving, having this MVP type season. Yeah, there they are. They've known each other longer than high school. Since little grade school.
Yeah, Stafford looks like he could do it for another 5 years. Yeah. Right? He's playing out of his mind.
I've said this on here a number of times. The quarterback position has never been easier to play in the NFL. They protect you. You don't get hit. And if you can win with your brain, like you don't get hit because you know where pressure's coming from. You know how to get rid of the ball. Mm-hmm. The rules are beneficial, so everything increases offense. If you are a savvy veteran quarterback, you can tear apart these defenses.
And you know better than anybody. Is it fair to say the last thing to go is the throwing arm? Because, I mean, like, Stafford's still got a cannon. I saw Aaron Rodgers uncork one for like 70.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story about when I was training to play. Vinny Testaverde was like the quarterback coach where I would train, and he would uncork him like 55 at like 45. And I'm like, is that the last thing to go for a quarterback?
Probably,
is it the arm? You can still sling it a long time, right?
Yeah, I think so. You can go out there and still get it done as long as you don't have a shoulder issue like I do.
So as long as you maintain a modicum of mobility and the ability to get the football out when you're supposed to, don't get killed out there, you play a long time. Yeah, you're right.